And power, peace and power. I am back. I'm back, y'all. I hope everyone is doing well. I just want to hop in, and check in. So I haven't been on here, as y'all can see. Um, I just was going through so much emotionally as far as life changes and all that. And so I just been laying low. I want to hop on here and talk, of course. And yes, I'm eating my seaweed. I have been seeing so much negativity going on. It's kind of weird. It's weird because I just don't see how people can just be hating on others, you know? And so I want to get on here and talk about my experience at TTG Fest, and also talk about my experience with Miss Henderson, Kiera. I don't know if just her friends call her Kiera or what, but um I just, my heart goes out to you. I can't imagine being that successful, beating all the odds, and getting into a position where you're putting others on, and people just randomly hating. This is, we're living in weird times, right? And so we're gonna talk about it. So I first want to say TTG Fest has been by far the best conference I've been to. I've been to Forex conferences, not VIP, but I do conferences. I network, which is what I do. And so, of course, for Forex, I didn't go VIP. Well, maybe we did. I think we did. Well, it definitely wasn't like TTG Fest. Now, it was still us. And still beautiful. I'm sorry, y'all. I love to see us get together. And for a good purpose, not just funerals and weddings, right? And so with TTG Fest, I felt right at home. Now, I do want to take it back because a year before that, I dreamed about being at the fest. I didn't know it was the fest at the time, but I found in my dream journal while I was dreaming, I had several dreams that I was at a nice hotel with beautiful, successful women. I'm a dreamer naturally. And so I dreamed about it a year before. Now, in my dream, I dreamed that I got shot at the after party. Like somebody was trying to rob me at the after party. And I didn't know it was after party, but I was at a party. This guy tried to rob me. And then I got away. And I got out to the parking lot. I was trying to leave. And he shot me in the back. And I woke up because I was laying on the ground face down shot, right? Fast forward to this year. I got my tickets. I initially was getting a ticket to Sunday Fun Day. And she said she wasn't having it. It wasn't enough time in the schedule, blah, blah, blah. And of course, me going through a divorce this year has been like super hard for me. I'm all water and air. So I'm very emotional. I'm an overthinker. And so I just needed to be back outside. Okay, so I get my ticket. As soon as she put them on sale, I got one. I said, I'm going VIP. This is something for my business to elevate. And so I got my ticket, countdown, of course, ready to go. I just want to say I first, at just how I found her platform. So, of course, going through my little changes. And I hopped on YouTube. I was developing plans with my mentor and trying to get finances for my business. And so I hopped on YouTube, and the interview with the Blue Couch, I forget their name. That's what popped up. And so when the YouTube video popped up, I didn't watch it right away. I shared it with my mentor, and I was like, yeah, I'm finna check this video out. And I was telling him, looks like it's gonna be good. So I'm working, and I checked the video out. And when I did, it was just like perfect alignment, because at that point, I didn't know what I was gonna do. It's like going through a divorce. Me and my husband exchanged words. He ended up taking all the cash. And so I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I hired a mentor. Like, I need to focus on my business. The interview, she was talking about her past, how she went to prison. And I've always been into prison ministry. Probably not in the conventional way, but my childhood best friend was always in prison since I've known him. And so I used to go to the prison all the time with the church. Now, keep in mind too, my ex-husband did 22 years as well. And I want to speak on this because I feel like we're the only community that talks about prisoners as if they're beneath us. People who are in prison, our prisoners, these are our soldiers. The reason why we fill up most of the prisons because we've been targeted on various things. Whether it was crack, weed, whatever. We see now they legalize and they ain't let nobody out. And so it's us, and it's just disheartening that we think that we're above prisoners. Number one, I've always had a heart for prisoners. Even when I was in church, I liked specifically that the story was, I'll say, that Jesus ministered to not the whole, but the broken. So those were your prisoners, the prostitutes, sick, whoever, right? And so she gets my respect first because she cares about prisoners. A lot of people get all this money and they never look to minister to those people. And these are our family members. I got a cousin, and on top of cousins, did time. And so that's the one thing. The other thing is trucking. I had got a reading, and in the reading, the girl was saying, I'm going to be doing something that I already have been doing or I already know. And it kept coming up in various readings over time, right? And so hence the trucking. All I wanted to do once I was working at a warehouse, I was working at Lufthansa in Atlanta, and all the CDL drivers coming up, of course. And I just wanted to get my CDL, so I did. Now, her story was so inspiring, and I want to make a call to everybody that sees this. Let's start building a wall around those that uplift. What's up, brother? People who are giving back. We always talk about the stars don't give back, this don't give back. They leave and they forget, blah, blah, blah. So this is a sister out of Dallas, been to prison, now a millionaire and giving back. She ain't just being a millionaire, she giving back. And you see her being attacked. I don't see nobody attacking Oprah. Somebody who from here, rich and famous, and hasn't built one school here, building all this stuff over in other countries. But it's from here, right? Getting rich right here. And so I want to make a call to the people that know her to make a video. People, if you've interacted or met her, make a video. Let's make the positive videos go viral. And so I gotta eat my seaweed. Her story was inspiring, and it was at the moment that I needed it, right? She's my age. Not only was the interview about her, she had her tribe around her. And so that was so inspiring. People sitting around her saying, hey, this is how she affected my life. And so, of course, I bought a ticket to the fest. Now, when you talk about buying a VIP ticket, I don't know what that entails, but the experience was one of a kind. I get there, beautiful hotel, and it's the energy for me. Everybody I met was just genuine in their energy. I didn't meet everybody. It's a networking event. I talked to a lot of people in VIP. I was moving from room to room, but I just love that I was sitting out because the event started as soon as I got there. I was sitting out in the audience, and not in the audience. It was a very close environment. I was sitting up there in VIP, and she came in. She was making sure everything was set up right, and she spoke, and I love that. And just how she set up for everybody. She called everybody who paid for VIP tickets to see what their favorite snacks was and to see what they drink. And I've never heard nobody be VIP at an event and the person throwing the event calling them trying to see what they like. You know what I'm saying? Like ever. I'm gonna be honest. The other thing is like, I love that she had her family and her friends. A lot of people get on and then they just end up being surrounded by strangers. She had all her family and friends there at the event helping and working. And so that was neat in itself. And I met her mom. I love people mama. Her mom was so sweet in spirit. She wasn't saying a word, but you could feel her energy. And of course, we're talking about locks. If you got locks, you know. She was saying how she wanted her smaller, and I was like, nah, I wish I had your size, because you think you're gonna be doing a lot of styling when you have small locks, but truth be told, I don't be doing a lot of styling, child. I don't like my hair even pinked up for a long time, so they could have been bigger. But I digress. And so that first day, it felt like family. Now, that's just the experience with the personal. Now, the lineup itself was one of a kind because these weren't just truckers at the event. There were so many people dealing with a variety of things, and the lady spoke on trust. We had the insurance people there. It was like a whole operation. Everything that you would need in the transportation industry, and not to mention things that you would need if you were wealthy. We know all the rich people put their stuff in trust, right? And so that alone was beautiful. Now, the after party. So on the tickets, it just said VIP and it said after party. It didn't say nothing else with details and all that. And so later we got sent a flyer. Now the flyer said that we're gonna be an after party, a meet and greet, and then after for the VIP. And so of course we did the meet and greet. You know, we went down to the after party, right? Now I can't say at the hotel. Caucasians gone Caucasian if you let them. She rented out the whole basement area for VIP. They refused to change the music. After somebody don't pay for it, they just worked there now. On top of that, and I should have put that in my review now that I think about it, but on top of that, it was dim and dull and like dungeon like, and so it was killing my buzz. So I ended up saying, you know, I'm gonna go. But before I left, when we went down there, nobody was down there. And then all of a sudden, here comes Miss Kiera. And so she's at the bar buying her something to drink. And I had brought some body butter, of course. I just feel like when I go somewhere, you know, you're supposed to bring gifts. And her gave her a lot of butter. And I was telling her it's not made with shea butter. I use mango butter. And it was frankincense and myrrh. These are some of the herbs from the Bible, of course. I do a lot of frankincense and myrrh though. And so gave it to her, and I made sure that I didn't overcrowd her or just be all in her personal space like I knew her. I'm not a dick rider. You know, I come to network, I talk to people, that's just naturally me. I'm not going to force myself in situations. And so that was the opportunity, boom, boom, boom. So then she came over to the table where we was at. And the people I with, they were just in shock that she would come over there. And her energy was just so beautiful. You know, stood there, we all standing around drinking. And of course, like I said, I'm gonna go to the rooftop because the music was killing me softly. Now, once we got to the rooftop, me and another VIP, we were just chilling. It was beautiful. The night was beautiful. The fresh air. And then next thing I know, the whole party from downstairs came upstairs to the rooftop. So now, hold on, y'all. Now we are really deep on the rooftop. And we had a nice time. Now, they were talking about a couple of things going on in the background. Thankfully, I didn't encounter any of those, especially with the dream I had. But the night was a blast to me. Everybody had ended up started leaving. I saw her leave. The person I came up there with had done left. So it was time for me to go too. So I went back to my room. Well, no, I didn't. I ended up, was that night? Yeah, I probably did go to my room. Did I? Yeah, I went to my room that night. So day 2 started earlier, right? But everything was behind because we partied the night before. And day 2 was awesome too. Jam-packed information, people. And then we had a dinner. And the after party was that night, day 2. Everything was good. Everything was fun. I started not to go to the after party because I was tired. So I took a little nap. When I woke up, I saw she was live. I said, let me get up and go. So I went and had a blast. Now, after the after party, we ended up going to the strip club here in Dallas. And then after that, it was the next morning by then. So day 3, which was Sunday, I stayed till Monday. We ended up having Sunday Fun Day, which was the original reason I was coming. And so that was a blast. Now I got seaweed all over them. And so I enjoyed it all the way to the last moment. Now, the reason why I didn't stay late for Sunday Fun Day is because I had people with me. And they were ready to go. And I ensured them before we left the hotel that I wouldn't just, if they was ready to go, I wouldn't just stay and be ignoring them. So, by the time everything had panned out, they were ready to go. So we left. But I just want to talk about a couple of things. Number one, I don't understand the issue. And it's not my issue to understand, but I just want to bring in a little balance. Now, if somebody's throwing an event and you want to host the event, and your thing is you get paid up front, that has to be discussed when you're invited, right? Now, if it isn't, that's one thing. And just hear me out. If you sent a message, first of all, I feel like that conversation should have been had when you was in that person's presence. But if you weren't invited to later, however it went down, then you still should have brought it up then. If I'm talking about my money, I'm not going to send a message. I'm going to call. Now, if the person that's throwing the event, you have to be considerate. This is a big event. So, she called all her VIP people. And when she did that, I was in shock. Because it's a big event. You just expect her to be really busy. And so you have to consider she's really busy. It's like days coming up on the event. And so if you place a message and it doesn't get seen, you don't even give it time to breathe. 8 hours later is not time to breathe. You don't know what people got going on. We're talking about somebody who's a mom, a auntie, a sister, a daughter, and the trucking guru, and just, you know, she got all her stuff that comes with putting on a big event, and then all the stuff that comes with having tribes and all these groups and having to stay active. Just getting ready, preparing. You wouldn't expect her to be DMing anybody back and all that. Now ask me how I know, because I was texting her trying to find out if she knew where I can get a good shaper. Okay, you know, rich people, they be knowing where you get the good stuff at. So she didn't even text back for that, and I just took it as she's busy. I didn't say, oh, well, she said call and she didn't text back and blah 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 blah. No, she's busy. I took it. And so I reached out to the contact person who was sending the VIP information and asked them the same question. And apparently, either they don't wear shapers or they just don't know. But I ended up finding one, a nice one, okay? But all in all, you just have to be considerate. If you're saying, well, I need my money up front, it's up to the person who is throwing the event if they want to pay somebody up front. My thing is like everybody else showed up. The camera people, did any of these people get their money up front? I don't know. But they trusted the situation enough to be patient and to be understanding. So I don't understand how you could be mad about that. And then the other thing is like, it didn't go your way, and then you throw a fit. Instead of trying to resolve and talk personally like an adult, you go live and make it a thing, right? And that's cool if that's how you deal with things. It's just not a mature way to deal with things. On top of that, you are going hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, the event didn't miss a beat. I thought who was supposed to be hosting and hosted. Honestly, I did. If somebody would have said that was not the person that was supposed to be hosting, I never would have thought. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know a lot of people that were in the lineup, so I just know in that instance, you would just have to trust that this person does good business. Now, it was a lot of people that were working that showed up to work, and so I didn't hear none of them talking about they ain't get their money. And so my thing is like, just because you dealt with some kind of trauma, because it goes back to trust. You dealt with some kind of trauma, and then you bring your trauma to this business relationship, and you feel like, oh, well, since this person didn't do what I asked them to do, now you in your feelings. That's a trauma response. Some people pay up front and some don't. That's just reality. That's the world. And so now you've lost an opportunity for exposure, and you burnt a relationship because it could have been severed. Y'all could have worked together on something else. That's my whole thing on that. As far as the men that are speaking on females in business, it's giving feminine energy. Now, I do know that both men and women have masculine and feminine energy all throughout their birth chart. I'm an astrologist. We all are both. Some just have more than others. Excuse me. But to be going around making full videos about people you've never met and you don't know, that's the issue. The next thing is like, okay, you got all this to say. How is this information benefiting you? I don't understand why people are watching other people's pockets either. And count people's pockets and count people's trucks. What difference does it make if a person has one truck or many that you can see? I don't understand. It's like, if she has no trucks, what difference do it make to you? Now, using logic, I can't see somebody putting on a big ass trucking event and not have some kind of foothold in trucking. And then the other thing is like, when you talking about contracting and all this, private contracts, oil contracts, and all that, it is not complicated. I don't know nobody that's out here at 40-something years old lying about the things they've done and what they have. And like I said, it all go back to energy to me. Like I said, I've sat in a room with her a couple of times during the weekend. Sunday, Monday was very intimate. The downstairs after party was supposed to be intimate. It was okay. But Sunday Funday, very intimate. It's in a whole house. And so she's just very down to earth. And making sure everybody was having a good time. And making sure nobody was destroying the house or throwing up in it. Okay? And so I just don't understand where y'all getting this stuff from. The other thing is like, and if she was overemphasizing what she has done and how many children she has, what does it matter to you? I still don't get what we're talking about here. Why does it matter to you? Your main concern should be that you're out here getting to some of this money. I'm in the tribe. And so in the tribe, it's so much information being dropped and shared and opportunities being shared. There's not really any hate going on there. And it just seems like the only people that's hating is people that's the people that don't have access to all that. I don't know anybody in trucking that has a turnkey program. That's us. Now, when she talked about the turnkey program, at the moment, I was securing business funding and I was just going to get me a truck. My mentor suggested, I already been in transportation. And when she said, if you don't know how to move your own truck, don't do it, I didn't do it. It was just as simple as that. I don't want to get a truck and it be stuck. It's not good business. But just the information that's being shared is bigger than one person. Then I heard somebody trying to attack her degree. Like, why y'all pressed that a school gave her an honorary? They don't get this just anybody. You see people getting these all the time. I have not seen y'all break down and do any videos on these stars who have received honorary degrees. It just seems like y'all hating. And then the other things like, okay, and she did time. For me, I commend anybody that can go to prison, get out, and make it to the top. It's motherfuckers that's been free their whole life and won't even put forth of effort. And so, same thing with my soon-to-be ex-husband. He did 22 years. He got out. And in 7 years, he has surpassed everybody that's been free that whole time. Everybody. He got 4 degrees in prison. And so, it's tacky. Attacking her accomplishments for whatever reason is tacky. And then what are you getting out of it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, now I listen to a couple of lives. I don't usually listen to any kind of drama, but I listened because I was trying to get an understanding of what the situation is. Now I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, you should not respond." It's like you should respond because people will keep trying it if you don't set your boundaries up. That's one thing. The other thing is like, I saw a dude, he talking about she's a gambler. And I'm like, but she be hitting though. I don't understand what her going to the casino had to do with this man's business. How it was his business at all. But the thing is, she be hitting. It made me want to go to the casino, right? And so I just don't, I didn't understand none of it. Now, with that being said, I just need y'all to get it together. And I'm calling for a tribe. So let's all do videos and put in the title Trucking Guru. So the videos can trend to the top. So people can actually see people who have experienced her personally. Instead of all this negativity, and these people ain't even never been in the room with her. Or just random people being mad about their own trauma. And that's what it boiled down to. It's like, it's a trauma response. I don't see her inviting you out and you get out here. You're not the only one being invited. I don't see you being the only person that didn't get paid. And I thought about it, you know. I'm a very understanding person. I try to see everything from both sides. But it's like, I don't see how that would benefit her to get you to come out here. We all see you hosting, and then she ain't gonna pay you. It don't make sense. And so your stance is a trauma stance, or either a stance of someone who is not trusting of people. And you not having trust for people is not her issue. That's your issue. And that's just what it is. You can be mad. You can round up 25 people with something negative to say. We've all Been there. Well, you got people talking about you for no reason. I've been there. And I'm just like her. Pisces and Sag, baby, we ain't letting shit go. You finna get this smoke. I'm finna go directly to the person. And I remember her saying several times that you could have just called or something. It just should have been handled better than starting a social media beef. And yeah. So I just want to speak on it. And like I said, everybody in the tribe, do a video speaking on your experience with the tribe, with the trucking guru, if you went to TTG Fest. Let's get these things to trending so to push the bullshit down to the bottom of the algorithm. And stop going over to the people who talking shit page unless you over there thumbs down in the video or something. Going over and giving them playtime, it helps them make money off of negativity and her name. I don't like the internet. It's like gang stalking is what they call it. You got all these people making videos and jumping on board. And so how do we counter that? Let's make some positive videos. Let's turn the tables. And that's how we will form a fence around her of support. And just to show there's more positivity out there surrounding her brand and her name than negativity. So that's what I want to say. I want to say this for a couple of days. Wish I can get all dressed up and cute for y'all, but I'm at home. I'm not outside. And so, this is what you get. I'm in my office. Probably finna eat them chips from Chili's hanging on that door. And just mind my business. I hope all is well with everybody. And I'm going to go. Peace.